Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Fraser McKenzie here, and welcome to the start of tonight's Extreme Racing League coverage. We are live from the Hungaroring here in Hungary. Got a full grid once again tonight. We are looking forward to seeing what's going to happen as far as the hunt for the championship is concerned. It is now a 5-horse battle for the title, and oh boy, where to even begin? So let's just run down the lineup, and oh boy, Anil Patel is meant to be serving a qualifying ban, yet he's out on track right now. Michael Booker with the weather forecast saying dry and overcast for the entirety of qualifying and the race. Anil Patel, you need to go back into the pits. Pushkar Nigam and Anil Patel both on outlaps when they shouldn't be. They need to serve qualifying bans, otherwise they could end up with some more severe penalties later down the road. So as I was saying, let's just run down the list of drivers. You've got Jamie Keats, Ivan, Chris Harley, Anthony Bauer, Philip Nilsson, Anil Patel, Irving Diaz, Pushkar Nigam, Jack Smith, Oliver Sonnen, Michael Booker, Anthony Waddington, Jorge Simone, Matt Anderson, Callum MacArthur, Owen Lewis, Pete Pellini, Dean Barry, Arthur Bowler, and JBL. I've been informed that Anil Patel and Pushkar were allowed to do outlaps to lock in their setups for the race. It's just myself in the commentary box for now. Hopefully we'll be able to get someone to join in on commentary with me next week. But anyway, championship standings now. Oh boy, like I said, it's a 5-horse race for the championship now. As Jamie comes across the line, first time of the day, 17-1. There's Mercedes behind him. It's Arthur Bowler, 16-3. Russell's right on board with JBL, goes around to turn 1. There's turn 2. Turn 3 now. Nice sweep round turn 4, I think it is. Turn 5 here now, the curb of doom round to this track. Jack Smith, no need to mention me with my whopping 0 points. Yeah, so anyway, the top 10 in the championship as it stands. It's Anthony Bauer at the top following a strong performance in Germany last time out. He's on 123 points, pushing Philip Nilsson down to second in the championship with 117 points. Waddington only 1 point behind. He could have taken the lead in the championship were it not for a couple of incidents in last week's race, as JBL comes through the 119.2. Irving Diaz on a flying lap as well. Chris Harley, 114 points. Well, let's put it this way. So we've got Scott Larvin watching right now. Got a quality ban in X3 later, but Caesar told me I was allowed to leave the garage and whatever. Yes, if Hanil Patel and Pushkar Nagam were allowed to do so, then I don't see why you shouldn't be able to either. Chris Harley, 114 points. Dean Barry winning at Silverstone. He's at 101. Then you've got Owen Lewis on 74. Arthur Bowler, 72. Hanil Patel, 46. The Boss, Caesar on 40 points. And Irving Diaz on 24. The Constructors' Championship. And Red Bull are just running away with the championship right now. 239 points. Sport Pacer Racing Point Formula 1 team. 179. Renault, 122. Ferrari, 119. And Mercedes on 119 as well. But Mercedes are ahead by virtue of better race results. Alfa Romeo, 96. McLaren, 71. Williams and Haas both tied on 68. But with Haas getting a win in Austria, they have the better race results. And then you've got Toro Rosso on 61. Dean Barrier, 16.9. Pete Polini filling in the Mercedes. Slot this evening in place of Elijah LeBlanc. And there we go, Hanil Patel retiring from the session. Polini 17.5. One of the championship contenders in X2, which you'll see at 8 PM UK time tonight. So, Hungary last season, we saw Anthony Waddington on pole. He actually won the race, and it was Anthony Bauer that took pole position here. Anthony Bauer took pole position in Hungary last season. He'll be hoping to repeat that today. But with the crop of talent you've got here, you've got Arthur Bowler, Anthony Bauer, Chris Harley, Dean Barry, Owen Lewis, Jamie Keats, Anthony Waddington. That is a very strong field. That is a very strong field you've got there. Matt Anderson, 17.7. Here's Jack Smith starting his flying lap. He will certainly be looking to showcase what he's made of. And on a more serious note, folks, we have been touched by some sadness in the Formula One community today, as we lost one of the all-time greats to have arguably one of the greatest drivers of his generation and one of the best drivers ever to never win the World Championship, and that being the great Sterling Moss, who passed away after a long illness at the age of 90 years old. He passed away. The news was announced this morning, and from all of us here at the Extreme Racing League, our condolences go out to his family at this sad time. He almost won the championship in 1958, but missed out by 1 point thanks to Mike Hawthorne. And Jack Smith with an 18.5. It's right on ball with Philip Nilsson. Purple sector 1. Wouldn't be too surprised if he ends up pushing himself into the top, into the running at the top. Got about 6 minutes to go. We'll be losing the slowest 5 cars. Well, technically 3, since Patel and Nagam are serving qualifying bans. But they do have good race pace. Purple sector 2 for Philip Nilsson. Could see a 1:15 here today. See what happens. Yellow flag in sector 3, that'll be for one of the Toro Rossos. It is for Irving Diaz. And across the line, 16.320. We'll be very happy with that one. Lee turning everything up now. He's going to go for a lap. No, he isn't. He's actually coming into the pits. Matt Anderson comes in as well. JBL. He's going to have another crack. He's got to get at least a 17.8 to have a chance of getting into the top, into the next part of qualifying. JBL coming round the final corner now. DRS wide open and across the line. Oh, that's a massive improvement there. 17.1. That comfortably sees him into the next part of qualifying. Comfortably. Michael Booker slightly down. No, he's invalidated the lap. And oh, that's one of the Toro Rossos. Oh, it's Irving Diaz. He had a little spin. His rear tyres will be absolutely cooked. Probably well done at this point. That is going to take a while to cool down. And one of the Mercedes, it's Pellini. Just letting some drivers out of the way. And oh, there's your 1:15 now. Philip Nilsson, 15.8. Two and a half minutes to go. And Jack Smith invalidating his lap as well. That's a Williams going off the track. It is Callum MacArthur. Went wide. Oh, and Jack Smith has done the exact same thing. Not a very long circuit here, but into the pits now. Jorge and Ivan, they are on outlaps right now. It'll be their last chance to improve on their times. Michael Booker going to have one last crack at it. Pete Pellini going to have another. Well, he's run out of time now. 17.2. Jack Smith, he's out of ERS. And Michael has managed to get across the line. But there could be a very strong possibility that people like Pellini could still end up being knocked out of the of qualifying. It is a very strong possibility at this point. And oh, that's Jack Smith. He's invalidated his lap. That's it. He's out. That is very unfortunate there for Jack Smith. Booker 3/10 down. I think he's out. So Pete Pellini will be safe. He'll live to fight another day. But Booker electing to finish the lap. Fair play to him. And oh! Plows it into the wall. Ivan into the pits. And that's why there's yellow flags for Jack, because he's actually out of fuel. So it's Ivan, Booker, Smith, Patel and Nigam all out of qualifying. I mean, look at that, Philip Nilsson half a second quicker than anybody else. And now here we go, strategy time. What's going to happen as far as who's going to start on what tyre is concerned. Give me 2 seconds, folks. Hit the wrong switch there.
Hello.
Right, Jack, just make sure your audio's included.
Yep.
So I've got one of our drivers joining me on commentary for this part of qualifying. It's Jack Smith. Jack, welcome into the commentary box.
Thank you.
So how do you feel that first part of qualifying went for you?
Well, very not good. Not good whatsoever. Could have been much better, but I didn't push enough on the first lap, which annoyed me. And then my second lap, which was, I think it was a second faster, got invalidated in, I think it was turn 3 or 4, and I think it would have put me into 16th at that time, which would have then put me still down to 18th. So that would have been fun. But hoping Jamie gets a point and I can get into P10 somehow.
Well, so we've just had a question in from one of our viewers, Enough Classic. Welcome along this evening, Classic. He's wondering what's your call on strategy, saying that he needs some tips for X3.
Uh, Actually, I'm gonna just say my strategy for today's race. My strategy is 20 on the hards and 15 on mediums.
We've just had a response to that through from Michael Booker. Mediums to hards or medium soft.
Hards, medium.
So we've got a couple of options there.
Yeah. I think if you do the 2 stuff, it's going to be a little bit... It depends how fast you are and how close you are to the person behind you. If you're too close to him, go for the 1 stop. If you're not, that's why I'm going for hards. Just to see if I can push it in. And if I'm like well in front with the person behind me, I'll do 2 stop.
Yeah,
get the softs on and try and get my 2 points.
Yeah, 2
try
points.
And get off.
Yeah, 2 points for the fastest lap outside the top 10.
Yeah, let's try and get off the board, I say.
Yeah. So
that's my main objective.
So yeah, who's your money on to get pole position tonight?
Wardo.
Anthony Waddington, our defending champion. Well, he's currently 3rd, 17.5. You've got Arthur Bowler fastest at the moment with a 17.3. Chris Harley 17.4. So that's your top 3.
Yeah.
We've got the top 5 in the championship standings, which I mentioned at the top of the broadcast. Oh boy,
yeah.
A 5-way scrap for the championship? Yes, please.
I'm looking at the tyres and we've got 2 on hards.
Yeah, that being Pete Pellini and Anthony Bauer. They are going to be... I think what they'll be doing is they'll be going for the hard tyres, and if they need to improve on their time, they'll go for a set of mediums. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And as I say
2
that...
on softs though.
As I say that, Arthur Bowler, 16.6, goes even faster.
I'm on board with Jamie just to see the teammate.
He's a quarter of a second up. He could go. And that's Oliver Sonnen in the McLaren 17.5.
And he is.
And across the line for Jamie. What does he pull out of the bag? 17. Oh, he lost a bit of time towards the end. How did he manage that?
Yeah. I don't know. I was on board with him most of the lap and it was looking good.
I say he lost a couple of tenths towards the end of the lap. How did he manage that?
He was taking my line, I think, so it's obviously not. It's not the best line through the little F section of corners where you've got it's basically like the Baku City circuit right at the end, the 2 corners towards the end, and then the 2 big hairpins. So it's going to be an interesting race. I'm hoping Haas get a few more points, but they're not the best at gaining the points at the minute.
Well, it looks like Bauer has indeed gone out on a set of mediums. Yes, he has. He's in danger of being eliminated right now. It's Pellini, MacArthur, Nilsson, Anderson and JBL all in danger of being eliminated right now. You make it through to the top 10 shootout. The tyres you set your fastest lap on are the tyres you start the race on. And Irving Diaz is the only driver inside the top 10 that is on the soft tyres, so I think he could be going for a 2-stop here, unless he goes soft to hard. We'll see what happens.
I hope Maverick gets in. I hope Maverick gets into that top 10. Because if he doesn't, he's going to be one to watch.
Yeah, it'll be a bit of a it'll be a dent to his confidence heading into his X2 race tonight, especially with him being one of the championship contenders. And Bauer's put it into the wall. He's lost part of his front wing. Yep, the left end plate's gone. That is the sort of thing he really could have done without. And with about 5 minutes to go, we could be in danger of losing one of our championship contenders. Here's Philip Nilsson now. He'll be out with a point to prove after losing the championship lead in Germany last time out. The second sector time looks okay. Got 16.6 to beat from Arthur Bowler. Got everything up to the max. Round the final corner, DRS open and across the line, 16.9 goes second.
Lost a bit of time in the exit, I think.
But Owen Lewis, 18.1, puts him 10th at the moment. And Irving Diaz, where did he pull that from? 16.7 on the softs. That should comfortably see him through.
Yeah, he's through with that one.
Yeah, Irving will be very happy with that. And that was the that was Polini. That was Pete Polini, 17.6. And that puts Owen in danger of being eliminated. I've lost count of how many times. I've lost count of how many times Owen Lewis has been knocked out and not made it into the top 10 shootout. He lost out in Germany last time out. Runner-up in the championship last season, and it's all fallen apart for him. JBL gets an 18.1.
Oh.
He might have time to go for another lap, depending on if he's got enough fuel or not.
Jimmy has Anderson set a lap?
Anderson hasn't set a lap yet, but he is coming around the final corner now. Let's ride on board with him for this lap.
You can call this lap if you want.
Absolutely, he's coming down to turn 1. Breaks down to about 60 miles an hour around turn 1. And run down to turn 2 now. Down to about 70. And then a sweeping right hand with turn 3. Up the hill towards turn 4. First sector time looks okay, and he spun it!
Ooh.
Anderson spun it, and he's put it into the wall! Well, that's qualifying over for him. He might not have enough time to get round to put on a fresh set of boots to go for another lap.
Close.
I think he's
It's
lost.
gonna be very close.
He's lost a lot of his right hand side of his front wing, and he lost the left end plate as well. Got 2.5 minutes to go. Yeah, he should be able to make it. Waddington's retired. Waddington's retired from the session.
World record of pit stops in multiplayer, yeah. You'll make it. Just about.
Yeah, that's because you'll be looking at realistically trying.
Close.
You'll be looking at realistically trying to get a minute 45 to get out on track, do an out lap, and get across the line to start your flying lap.
Yeah.
That is going to be close. So as it stands, it's Owen Lewis, Anthony Bauer, JBL, Callum MacArthur, and Matt Anderson in the drop zone.
He's now just got.
And that was Bauer. Bauer across
top.
the line. 17.2 puts him 4th. And that's Jamie in danger of being eliminated now. See where Jamie is right now. He's a couple of tenths up.
Come on, Jamie.
It is very close in the drop zone. Jamie comes across the line. 17-2. Puts him 5th. And Dean's in danger of being eliminated. And Owen Lewis has retired. He must have retired in the pit lane because I don't see him out on the track. Nevertheless, Dean Barry, he's on a flying lap right now. And Anderson doesn't have time. Anderson's not made it. So Anderson's out of qualifying as well.
Oh.
Well, that's a turn up for
gonna be hard for him.
That's a turn up for the books. I mean, from his results, he has been very consistent in X2 this season.
He does get free choice of tyres though.
That is true.
That's the main thing.
Nevertheless, Barry.
That's why I don't. Maverick is gonna be Pete Polini. He's gonna be.
Dean Barry comes across the line.
Nice
Just makes it through. But even that might not be enough. That might not be enough. Because you've got... Oh, and JBL's in the pits. Only Pete Polini can improve on his lap time. So it's going to be either Dean or Polini that are going to be knocked out in this second part of qualifying. But once again, Owen Lewis, runner-up in last year's championship, not making it into the top 10 shootout. And that is the Williams of Callum MacArthur, second in qualifying. How did he pull that? Where did he pull that from? 16-7. He'll be very happy getting into the top 10 shootout.
Is Pete going to have free choice, or is he going to be on those mediums?
We'll see what happens. It is a fresh set of mediums. He needs a 17-6, and he doesn't make it. Pete Polini didn't make it.
That's not good for the top 10, boys.
That is a massive hammer blow for Polini.
He is fast as well. That is going to be...
And I've just been... And I have just been informed by Michael Booker that it is Matt Anderson's birthday today. So Matt, happy birthday from all of us here at the XRL.
Oh.
So here's your top 10. Arthur Bowler.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Callum MacArthur, Irving Diaz, Philip Nilsson, Anthony Bauer, Jamie Keats, Chris Harley, Anthony Waddington, Oliver Sonnen, and Dean Barry. They are into the top 10 shootout. Callum MacArthur and Irving Diaz starting on the softs, everyone else on mediums. Jorge, Pete Polini, JBL, Owen Lewis, and Matt Anderson, who didn't set a lap time, have been eliminated. Top 10 shootout time. Here we go.
This is going to be good.
And you've got the top 5 in the championship in here as well. So it is going to be action-packed for these guys, without a doubt. Yep, and I'll say all 5 of our championship contenders right now. Chris Harley, Anthony Bauer, Philip Nilsson, Anthony Waddington, and Dean Barry. I'll say Dean Barry and Chris Harley over the last couple of races managed to get strong results. Dean winning at Silverstone, Chris winning in Germany last week. And those results propelled them into the running for the championship. But Philip Nilsson, this is only his second race out of the last 5 that he's taken part in, which has been a massive hammer blow in his hunt for the championship. He won the championship in X2 last season, and if he keeps missing races, he won't be champion in X1 this season, but we'll see what happens. I mean, is this one of Philip's stronger tracks? Because he'll definitely need a good result here this weekend if that's the case.
Yep.
Oh, and that's...
someone's in a wall.
Oh, that's Oliver Sonnen already. Oh, the curb of doom. The curb of doom at turn 5 has caught him out already.
That curb nearly took me out earlier. I survived just about, but I'm hoping I don't get that curb during the race.
Yeah, you and me both. I'll say that curb has caught out so many people. And it wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen drivers get knocked out of the race because of that curb. There, Chris Harley, first man across the line to start his flying lap. So this is one of the shorter circuits on the calendar, 2.7 miles long, only 14 corners.
Yes, 14 corners, but they are hard corners.
Yeah, fans call it Monaco without the barriers, and it's easy to see why. I mean, the only recovery section on the track is that long straight, and then after that it's hairpin, small, short straight, hairpin, turn, short straight, and then it's turn after that. But nevertheless, Chris Harley comes across the line. DRS open, first time of the shootout. What's it gonna be? 16.6. Here comes Jamie, 16.5. Waddington 16.8, Dean Barry 16.6. Here comes Bauer. What's he gonna do? 16.5, just a couple of hundredths shy. Philip Nilsson 15.9. Irving Diaz.
I think he might be on pole.
It wouldn't be his first time on pole this season. We've got Arthur Bowler into the pits. And so for Philip Nilsson, he hasn't been on pole since Canada. And he hasn't won since that race either.
Ooh, that's gonna be nice for him if he's on pole then.
When I say a 15.9, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that's gonna catch him with that.
Here comes Jamie. They can improve.
Irving Diaz across the line, 17.3. Oliver Sonen is on a flying lap right now. He's just started his flying lap. He's just gone round turn 1, accelerating through the gears. About 180 miles an hour, brakes to turn 3. Don't ride the curb or you risk spinning it. There's turn 3. Arthur Buller's on a flying lap. Get out of the way. Now he's got a nice clear track ahead of him. Second sector time looks okay. Nothing spectacular at the moment. We're about halfway through this top 10 shootout. Arthur Buller getting out of the way of more traffic. $17.0.
Yeah, that's gonna be a nice lap. I think he'll stay Around, around the bottom half, maybe if he gives it another go, he might get into the top half.
Well, he'll have time to put a fresh set of boots on.
Yeah. Everyone's got time to put fresh on, and as me being a Haas member, I say I want Beats to put some more boots on and go for the 15.9. They're into 15.8, and me and my teammate be happy with the points he can get for us this weekend.
And
Hopefully I get some as well.
Oh yeah, Arthur Bowler invalidated his lap. Into the pits he comes. He's gonna need to pull something out of the bag here. Got a few drivers on flying laps right now. Chris Harley wasn't able to improve on his time. Dean Barry's 3/10 up though. Is he going to improve? What's his time going to be? 16.2 goes fourth. I don't think he'll have enough time to go for one more lap. I think that's him done for the day.
If he gets round quite quick, he might be able to put some fire up the tank,
and that's if he's got a fresh set on him.
Yeah.
So everyone apart from Philip Nilsson out on track right now. Anthony Bowers just started his flying lap. And oh, something's happened to Callum MacArthur. He's just stopped. He's just stopped on the track.
Strange. Oh, he's got an invalidated lap.
He has invalidated the lap.
Cars past.
He's invalidated the lap. He was letting everybody through.
Yeah.
I mean, fair play to him for doing that.
Which, yeah.
And that's Dean into the pits now. And Philip Nilsson out on track. He's going to have one last crack at going for pole.
You could say he's just wasted soft tyres, but...
That is a valid concern.
He might.
Another 16.2. Bauer goes third. His teammate Waddington's just started a flying lap. Oh, I think Chris Harley's going to have one last crack at pole. He's only 3/10 down on Nilsson. This could be an interesting climax.
This could be quite interesting.
Indeed, we've got Arthur Bowler on flying lap right now. Sweeping through the corners with ease. It's a very good sector 2 time.
Red Bulls are giving each other toes, so that's quite nice to see.
So here comes Bowler
Helping each other
across
out.
the line. What's it going to be? A 16.2. Another 16.2. And Jamie, 15.9. He just misses out. Jamie just missed out. I don't think he's going to have
both
time
Red
to go for
Bulls.
another lap. And Wellington's in the pits. Bauer's in the pits.
Both Red Bulls were giving each other pulls into the pits. Nice one, boys.
And here comes Chris Harley. Three tenths to make up. Jamie was 400ths away from stealing pole, away from Nilsson.
At least he tries the best, and
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. That's it. The flag is out. Philip Nilsson will be first to cross the line. He's 3 tenths up on his time. Can he improve? Cool as you like. Round the final corner. DRS wide open. 15, 5, 3, 2. And Arthur Bowler gets a
Jamie's
16-2.
gone into the pits.
Chris Harley's a 10th down on his time. Three-quarters of a second to make up. It's a very tall order at this point. Now he's aborted the lap.
Yeah.
Philip Nilsson takes pole position, his third of the season. And Jamie alongside him on the front row.
Well, I'm gonna go now because nearly race time.
Thanks. We'll wait and see what happens. So yeah. So there we go, Jack Smith there on commentary with me. Philip Nilsson on pole, Jamie Keats second, Arthur Bowler third, Chris Harley fourth, Anthony Bauer fifth, Dean Barry sixth, Oliver Sonen, Anthony Wallington. He'll be out with a point to prove here. And then Irving Diaz on ninth, and Callum MacArthur rounding up the top 10. So here we go, folks. It is round 12 of the Extreme 1 Racing League. We are at the Hungaroring here in Budapest. Budapest, nicknamed the City of Baths. And as Budapest boasts around 450 public spas and bathhouses across the city. And it's also home to the world's first official wine region, dating all the way back to the 5th century. 2.72 miles this circuit is, 2 DRS zones and 14 corners to negotiate. Some of the action zones to look out for: 1986 Senna versus PK, round turn 1. And then you've got the run down to turn 2, Bottas and Vettel just a couple of years ago. And of course turn 12 in 2011, Hamilton versus Webber. The 3 tyre compounds with us are the same tyres we had in Germany. The C4 for the soft, the C3 for the medium, and the C2 for the hard. And you're looking at about 21 seconds to make your pit stop around this track. So here's the starting grid then. Philip Nilsson on pole for the first time since Canada. And then you've got Jamie Keats alongside him on the front row. Arthur Bowler, great performance from him. And then you've got Chris Harley, our championship... no, he isn't the championship leader. He's one of the championship contenders in 4th. Anthony Bauer in 5th, our championship leader. Dean Barry alongside him in 6th, another one of the championship contenders. Oliver Sonen in 7th. And then we've got Anthony Wallington in 8th. Irving Diaz in 9th. Callum MacArthur, great performance from him in qualifying, rounding up the top 10. Then you've got Jorge Simone in 11th. And you've got Pete Polini. He'll be very disappointed with that qualifying performance, but he'll want to get some points for the Mercedes team in their hunt for the midfield in the championship. And then you've got JBL. And then you've got JBL in 13th. And then you've got Owen Lewis not making it into Q3 once again. And then you've got my co-commentator for X1, Matt Anderson, in 15th. Ivan in 16th. Michael Booker in 17th. And you've got Jack Smith, who was on commentary for the remainder of qualifying after Q1. And then at the back of the grid, you've got Hanil Patel and Pushkar Nagam, who served qualifying bans. And just a few minutes from now, we are going to have a 1-minute silence to pay tribute to the late, great Sir Sterling Moss, who passed away earlier this morning at the age of 90. So the optimum strategy here is mediums to hards or medium soft. I think a lot of the drivers outside the top 10, they would go for soft tyres towards the end of the race to get the fastest lap. But we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure that everyone will be looking forward to a good race to pay tribute to a great man, Sir Sterling Moss, one of the greatest drivers to never win the World Championship. Missed out by 1 point from Mike Hawthorne in 1958. Mike Hawthorne has the honour of being the first ever British Formula One champion. As we get ready for the 1-minute silence, so 1 minute to go before the 1-minute silence is about to get underway. So here we go. We're going to pause in just a few moments' time for a minute's silence to pay tribute to the great Sterling Moss, who passed away earlier this morning at the age of 90. Sterling Moss passing away earlier today at the age of 90 following a long illness battle. Anthony Bauer the first to ready up. So here we go. Let's put on a good race. Let's put on a good race here to pay tribute to the man. He was a great racer in his generation. But let's focus on the here and now. Here come the lights. And when they go out, it will be... race time in Hungary! Philip Nilsson had a good start there from the lead. We've had one of the Toro Rossos. He's having a good start as well. Jamie's had a poor start. Arthur Bowler had a good start. Chris Hawley! Where in the world did that come from? Chris Hawley launched it! And Anthony Waddington's had a great start as well. It's all happening here, folks. And Jack Smith! Jack Smith lost part of his front wing. It's all happening here, folks, already. First corner drama, as is so often the case. And Callum MacArthur buries in the wall. Virtual safety car is out. Yep, MacArthur buried it into the wall. You're not allowed to overtake under virtual safety car conditions. What a start from Pushkar, though. 7 places off the start. Owen Lewis 6. Waddington got 5 off the start. So here's... your running order at the end of lap, towards the end of lap 1. Jamie in the lead, Nilsson 2nd, Waddington 3rd, Barry 4th, Bowler 5th, Bauer 6th, Harley 7th, Lewis 8th, Diaz 9th, JBL, Sonnen, Simone, Nagam, Pellini, Anderson, Booker, Patel, Ivan and Smith. That's your order. And I think Jack Smith is going to be coming into the pits. No, he likes to stay out. That's interesting. And oh, Jorge! Hello! And Anthony Waddington up into 2nd! Where did that come from? Unbelievable! What a start from Waddington! And oh, and Irving's had it off as well! Irving's had it off! Is he okay, though? Any damage? No, he just had a spin. The curve of doom once again! Oh, and Callum MacArthur, technical issue. Yeah, Callum MacArthur's left the session. And oh, Michael Booker's in the pits already. Looks like he's got a bit of front wing damage. Jack Smith still likes to stay out. Lap 3, DRS is up. DRS is enabled now. Onto a set of mediums. Oh, and Nilsson gonna have a crack at Waddington. Not quite. And all that'll be interesting. As it stands, with the top 3, Waddington will take the lead in the championship. As it stands, still early days in the race. Jamie fastest lap of the race. Nilsson's got DRS. I don't think he's close enough to make a move on Waddington. He is closing though. And Bowler gets past Barry without much difficulty. Jack Smith, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And Nilsson gets past. And with how that's played out, it'll be Nilsson back at the top of the championship. Things are definitely getting interesting here. It's lap 4 already. I mean, what is happening in the midfield? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cars all within DRS range of each other. Anthony Bauer going to have a lunge at Dean Barry heading into turn 1. Philip Nilsson already closing the gap on Jamie Keats for the lead. What a midfield scrap here from 5th all the way down to 14th. 10 cars all within DRS range of each other. As Dean Barry, that's very early for him to be in the pits. We've got Connor Wrighton, thanks very much. Real commentator, amazing. He'll be cheering on Anthony Waddington. Now, why did Dean Barry come into the pits? Because he dropped a long way down the field. But anyway, Bauer now up into 5th. Bauer now up into 5th, and he will keep the lead in the championship by just the 1 point. Dean Barry out of the points. I mean, all it's going to take between the top 5 for the championship, all it's going to take is one result to change the course of the championship at this point in the season. Business definitely starting to pick up in the hunt for the championship. Arthur Bowler right on the back of Anthony Waddington. Philip Nilsson's going to have a lunge as well. Bowler thinks better of it. Got 2 great battles here. Waddington trying to keep 3rd. Nilsson going for the lead. As Holgate gets past Pushkar for the last points paying position. Not on this occasion. Field are definitely starting to spread out more. And Bowler went into the back of Waddington as Owen Lewis side by side with Bauer. Still side by side. They almost touch. And now Chris Hawley's joined in. He wants a piece of the action. Goodness me. After all that, and Bauer still keeps 5th. Chris Harley right on the back of Lewis. Jamie battling with Nilsson. Push car into the pits. And Nilsson tries to get past Jamie, thinks better of it. Yellow flag in sector 1. Owen Lewis with a 3-second time penalty. Still battling with Anthony Bauer. Still side by side. Still knocking wheels. Still touching. How do you separate these two? Owen Lewis finally getting ahead. And yes, I am keeping up to date with the updated championship standings as they stand. It is anyone's guess at this point. Chris Harley right on the back of Anthony Bauer's gearbox. And Arthur Bowler into the pits, Waddington up into third. Chris Harley into sixth now. Irving Diaz and Dean Barry back into the pits. Yeah, Dean Barry's out of the race. Adds Dean out of the race. Matt Anderson with a time penalty. A real shame for Dean Barry. He would have wanted to make some sort of challenge for the championship. But we're down to 4. If Chris Harley gets a good result here, he could very well be within championship contention. Almost a third of the way through the race already. Jamie still leading, Nilsson second, Waddington third, Lewis fourth, Bauer fifth, Harley sixth, JBL seventh, Sonnen eighth, Simone ninth, and Polini rounding up the top 10. See what's happening as far as the fastest lap is concerned. It is Pushkar 19.4. He's got the fastest lap of the race so far. Pushkar, the only driver on soft tyres. Chris Harley, he's got DRS on Anthony Bauer, but Bauer's got DRS on Owen Lewis. Nothing comes of it. Nilsson's still trying to work out how he's going to get past Jamie. But I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. A little further back, and oh, we've got yellow flags in sector 2. And it's what? Oh, it's Chris Harley! Chris Harley's headed into it! Oh my word! What on earth happened there? on earth happened there? Definitely not what he would have wanted, but not much we can do about it. Chris Harley comes into the pits. And as I've mentioned, all it takes is one bad race result to change the course of the championship. And it is indeed a front wing change. Another set of mediums. I think he might go for a set of softs to the end of the race. He'll need to make another stop to do that, though. Meanwhile, at the front, Nilsson's still trying to work out how he's going to get past Jamie, but Jamie doing very well to defend from Nilsson. As it stands, there will only be 3 points between the top three. Oliver Sonen gets past JBL. JBL still side by side with Sonen. Jorge wants a piece of the action. Sonen tries to go around the outside. Nothing comes of it. Philip Nilsson. Oh, Philip Nilsson's dropped a bit of distance. He's dropped a little bit back. Did anything happen? I don't think anything happened. JBL gets past Oliver again, and this time makes it stick. And this may very well play into Waddington's hands. That the more these two battle against each other, Yellow Flag in sector 1, it's Pushkar Nagam. He's had enough. Jamie in the pits. Philip Nilsson follows suit. They're going to try the undercut here. Waddington needs a barnstormer of an in-lap if he's going to be coming in on the next lap. It's hard tyres all the way to the end now. Owen Lewis into second now. Anthony Bauer in the pits now. Yeah, he does come into the pits. Into the pits he comes. Now the gap's not going to be big enough to keep the lead. Owen Lewis in the pits as well, meanwhile. That's going to make things very interesting here. And oh no! Oh, they almost touch! Oh my word! How did they not collide? How did they not collide with each other in the pits? Waddington is about 7.5 seconds behind. Jamie and Philip. JBL down to third. He's gonna need to come in now. He's dropped a couple of places. That surely is cue. Pete Pellini up into fourth. Meanwhile, he'll surely go into third. But no, JBL elects to stay out. Waddington will go back into fifth place at the end of all these. Well, actually, he'll be back into third. Waddington up into sixth now. He is closing the gap. Philip Nilsson ahead of Jamie now. Oliver's lost a couple of places. Golf Light in sector 2. Bauer up into 12th now. And oh, Pete Pellini's dropped a couple of places. That's going to play very well into Waddington's hands. Anderson in the pits. Patel in the pits. Pellini in the pits. Waddington now back into third. Bauer still nowhere in sight. Ivan with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Bauer back into the points. We'll come back into the pits. Wallington continuing to lose distance between himself and the battle for the lead as we approach the closing stages of the race. Chris Harley gets past Anthony Bauer meanwhile. Bauer still side by side with Anderson. Bauer gets through. Oh, yellow flags at sector 3. I think Nielsen was caught up in something. Virtual safety car. Jamie's got front wing damage. And oh my word, so does Philip Nielsen! What a game changer that's gonna be! What a game changer that is for the race results! That is going to be an absolute mountain to climb. And we're back underway once again. Philip Nielsen and Jamie Keats caught up in a lot of traffic as a result of that. And Anthony Waddington, who was all but out of the running, is now in the hunt to not only take the win, but take the lead in the championship. Chris Harley now into 4th. And yellow flags to sector 2, it's Arthur Bowler. The curb of doom has struck again. Philip Nielsen determined to try and get past Bauer. So much more straight line speed. He's going to have a go into turn 1. He might do 2 for 1. Oh my word! Oh my word, Jorge Simon, what were you thinking? That's a lot of front wing damage. Philip Nielsen now up into 5th. 12 laps to go. He may very well catch Waddington. Yellow flags at sector 3. Oh no, it's Arthur Bowler retiring in the pits. Chris Harley trying to get us. Oh, they almost touch. And Chris Harley, not today. Jamie Watson. Oh my word. Oh my word. And look, Chris Harley's in the wall. It's all falling apart for Chris Harley so quickly. And Anthony Bella is out of the race. The championship leader is out of the race! It's all falling apart for the championship contenders so quickly! Jorge Simon into the pits, he's going for soft tyres, he'll be going for the fastest lap outside the top 10. But look at that, Philip Nilsson. He is about 15 seconds down the road from the battle for the lead. These two were at each other's throats for a majority of the season. Owen Lewis and Anthony Waddington, 1 and 2 in the championship last season. But Philip Nilsson, he is closing and closing fast. Fastest lap of the race, 1:19.442. Fastest lap outside the top 10 as Chris Harley comes into the pits, and so does Pete Pellini. 19.6 is the fastest lap outside the top 10. That is from Oliver Sonen, and Jamie Keats into the pits as well. And Jamie into the pits, he's out of the race. He'll be gutted about that right now. And I can't say I blame him. I can't say I blame him. Yellow flags in sector 1. Chris Harley, Pete Pellini, Jorge Simon, all on them. Looks like Gareth Lambourne. And Matt Anderson trying to get past JBL. Oh! Tried to brake a bit later, but nothing came of it. Philip Nilsson 10 seconds behind Owen Lewis already. 10 laps to go. If he keeps catching him at this rate, he could very well trouble Waddington for not just the race lead, but crucially keep the lead in the championship. And Matt Anderson gets through. Anderson gets through with ease. JBL still side by side, heading towards turn 3. JBL's going to have the inside line. But Anderson having none of it. Yeah, Brendan saying the track's not forgiving. There's a reason this is called Monaco without the barriers. Jack Smith back into the pits. 21 laps on those mediums. I think he'll be going for a set of softs to go for the fastest lap outside the top 10. He may very well go for the fastest lap of the race as Pete Pellini gets past Michael Booker, heading down to turn 1. .9 seconds. I think Philip Nilsson saving himself for the final push. Because these medium tyres, they're at least half a second a lap quicker than the hard tyres. We're on lap 27. Philip Nilsson still trying to close the gap. And Pete Pellini, fastest lap of the race, 17.6. Philip will be determined. Philip is going to be determined to ensure that he doesn't lose any more ground in the championship. But with the way things stand, he'll be 9 points behind heading into Belgium next week. That'll be an emotional race, given what happened in Formula 2 last season. Neil Patel trying to find a way past JBL. Philip Nilsson still on pace to try and get second place. But is he going to be able to catch up for the win? Wait and see what happens. Talking of which, let's have a look and see if there's been any penalties for anybody. Waddington, a very clean race for him. And Philip Nilsson has penalties. Philip Nilsson has a penalty. As does Owen Lewis. Oh, and Jorge's out! Jorge retired in the pits. That's 6 DNFs today. Neil Patel trying to get past JBL. 6.5 seconds the gap now between Nilsson and Lewis. But even then, because Waddington doesn't have any time penalties, Waddington could still very well keep the race win on penalty countback. That'll definitely be... I'm pretty sure Waddington will be aware of the situation, because as things stand, he will take the lead in the championship. Anil Patel, another time penalty for him. 5.5 seconds. Nilsson is closing in fast. Oh, no, oh, hang on. Owen Lewis within DRS range of Anthony Waddington. 6 laps to go now. Yellow flags in sector 2. For one of the McLarens. It's Ivan. Think. And oh, he's always had a collision with P. Polini. 5.2 now. Owen Lewis within DRS range of Anthony Waddington. Ladies and gentlemen, it's grandstand finish time. 5 laps to go after this. And even if Philip gets ahead of Waddington, he will still need to build a 3-second gap to keep the race win. Otherwise, it will be Waddington that takes the win and the lead in the championship. Owen Lewis now within half a second of Waddington. There he is. I mean, there he is. He can see the Red Bull right in front of him. Now he just needs to work out how he's going to get past. I mean, Philip Nilsson is closing in at a rate of knots. Ivan in the pits and Pete Polini as well. 4 seconds now and oh, hang on, oh! I think Waddington was trying to break the slipstream there. Well played there from Waddington. 3.8 seconds. 5 laps to go. And Nilsson can see some traffic ahead of him. It's Jack Smith. Booker, Smith, Polini, Ivan, they're all... Here we go. Yellow flags at sector 2 again. Oh, it's the curb of doom again. Polini gets past Jack Smith. And now Nilsson has just got past 3.2, 3.1. The gap is still falling. 3.0. With 4 laps to go after this, can Philip Nilsson pull off a monstrous comeback to take the win and get back into the lead of the championship? 2.6 seconds, and the gap is still falling. This is going to be a great battle all the way to the finish. Does Waddington have any penalties? No, he doesn't. Owen Lewis has one. And so does Nilsson. And so we're just on board with Nilsson right now. There he is. He can see them. He can see them. 2 seconds separates Nilsson and the battle for the lead. Well, not just the battle for the lead at this point, but the battle for the win. Chris Harley back into the pits. Fresh set of sauce. He'll go for the fastest lap once again. .5, 1.4. Oh boy, here we go. 3 to go. These are the moments that you want to be living for as an F1 fan. Chris Harley back out of the pits. He's going to go for the fastest lap outside the top 10. Who actually has it right now? It's Pete Polini. He's got the fastest lap of the race. Never mind the fastest lap outside the top 10. Philip Nilsson within DRS range of Owen Lewis. Waddington will be looking for Nilsson to be a good wingman. But even then, that might be a tall order. Because Nilsson, he's so much faster on the mediums. Saving his ERS. Quite rightly so. 3/10 between Lewis and Nilsson. Tries he might, still can't find a way past. And oh, hang on, I think Nilsson made some contact there. Oh my word, it all fell apart. What on earth happened there? Nilsson still trying to find a way past, but hang on a minute, hang on! Oh boy! The top 3 within DRS range of each other! Nilsson still trying to find a way past! Tries he might, he still can't do anything about it! We're going to be heading into the final lap now! And I don't think Nilsson is going to be able to do anything about it! We're into the final lap now! Waddington clean as a whistle at the moment! I'm just praying the commentator's curse doesn't come back to haunt me! Look, Nilsson, DRS, what a run out of the final corner! Waddington breaking the slipstream! Here comes Nilsson! Lewis having none of it! And Philip Nilsson into second place now. Now he needs to get ahead of Waddington and build a 3-second gap. But we're on the final lap. It's a very tall order at this point. Here we go. Less than 2 miles to go. Nilsson has to hope that Waddington makes a mistake. But I don't think that's going to happen. Pipolini still has the fastest lap of the race. As it stands, the top three will be as it is. Nilsson trying everything he can, but he's got penalties. Waddington doesn't. Waddington goes wide. Nilsson going to try round the final corner, but Anthony Waddington, cool as you like, takes the checkered flag and wins the Hungarian Grand Prix and takes the lead in the championship. What a climax to the race! Philip Nilsson second, Owen Lewis third, Anderson fourth. What a climax! And that, amazingly, is Waddington's first win of the season. Waddington hasn't won since USA last year. Is Chris Harley going to get the fastest lap? Fastest lap inside the top 10, 1:18. 3:47, that's Philip Nilsson. Philip Nilsson will get the fastest lap inside the top 10. But it's Pete Polini with the fastest lap of the race. Oh, man! Waddington will be a very happy man. His first taste of the winner's champagne this season. What a momentum boost. What a momentum boost for Waddington. So let's recap the race results. Anthony Waddington, his first win of the season. I've got to give driver of the day to him. Cool as you like. Clean as a whistle. Philip Nilsson in second. Owen Lewis third. JBL promoted to fourth on penalty count back. Matt Anderson in fifth. Great performance from him after starting 15th. Hanel Patel and Pushkar Nagam 6th and 7th. Irving Diaz 8th. Oliver Sonen and Michael Booker, a great performance from him getting into the points. And then you've got Chris Harley, Pete Polini, fastest lap of the race, Jack Smith and Ivan, and the non-finishers, Jorge, Jamie, Bauer, Bowler, Barry, and MacArthur. Oh my word, what a race! So there we go, folks. That is it for tonight's coverage of the X1 League. We've got X3 coming up in about 10 minutes from now, and X2 will be getting underway from 8 p.m. But until then, thanks very much for watching, guys. Congrats once again to Anthony Waddington for his first win of the season and taking the lead in the championship. Until next time, folks, good night, and thanks for watching.